Today's lesson is Module 3, Lesson 10, Writing and Interpreting Inequality Statements Involving Rational Numbers. I do have a vocabulary word or statement for you. It is inequality statement. An inequality statement is a statement that says that two or more values are not equal. Okay? There are more than one ways to show this. So there are actually some symbols, so we're going to write all the inequality symbols that we will be using in these lessons. There are a couple. So, on one side we're going to write the symbols, and on this side we're going to write what they mean. Okay? So, the first symbol you have is this one. This means less than. Okay, so for example, 3 is less than 4. There's your example. Okay? The way you could pay attention, or your trick, is this side is the smaller side, so 3 is smaller than 4. Wherever the smaller opening is, it'll point to the smaller number. 2, their second symbol is like this, and I bet you can guess what this one means. This is greater than. An example for that would be 6 is greater than 2. The bigger opening, the bigger side, the wider side is going towards 6. The way I like to say it is I pretend this is a monster's mouth, or Pac-Man, and Pac-Man likes to eat the bigger number, so it'll open up, the mouth opens up to the bigger number. Okay? There are a couple others. Sometimes you'll be given this one, and this is super simple. This one means equal to. Oops, I wrote that on the wrong line. Equal to. So for your example, 10 is equal to 10. Another symbol you might see is the equals to sign with the line slash through it. And that one means not equal to. So for example, you might see 7 is not equal to 4. We have 2 more. So the next one you would see would be Pac-Man's mouth opening to the right with a line underneath it. So this one's kind of tricky. This is if you cover the line, it's less than. It's a less than sign. So this sign actually means less than or equal to. An example would be 2 is less than or equal to 3. Still makes it a true statement because 2 is less than 3. And the final one would be Pac-Man's mouth opening to the left. And you guessed it, this one is greater than or equal to. Your example would be maybe 9 is greater than or equal to 7. Okay, those are the inequality statements, or I'm sorry, symbols you'll be using on the lesson. So I'm going to give you an example now how we're going to do it in class. The amount of money I have in my pocket is less than $5 but greater than $4. Okay? So we're going to write this as a inequality sign. So the number I have, I'm going to put this as a question, or question mark, because I don't know what that is. And then I have some keywords I'm looking at. We see less than, and then I see greater than. So I'm going to pay attention to the amount of money I have first. I don't know what that is, so I'm going to put a question mark. Then I'm going to go through the problem. The money I have is less than 5, so it's smaller than 5, but greater than 4. So to make it greater than 4, I need to have 4 on this side, because 4 is less than 5, this number, and this number is less than 5. It's kind of tricky. You basically have to break it down like this. Write the first one. Amount of money I have is less than 5. The amount of money I have is greater than 4. And they're not going to want to have you write them two separate inequality statements. They're going to want you to combine them. So you have to find out what they have in common, which would be the question mark, and then order them appropriately. It takes a little bit of practice, but I think you guys will get it. Just write down any questions you have, because there could be multiple questions you have, or you could understand this completely. It just takes a little bit of practice of formatting your inequality statement, and you'll do just fine. Take down your questions. We'll talk about it in the morning. Other than that, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.